Because truth be told, I mean, one of the hardest things is really fundamentally like, man, it's you love people, but it's like you gotta understand, man, these people ain't got the same type of love that I got, that you got towards them. It's like they ain't got the same towards you. And it comes to a point where it's like, man, you love these people, but it's like, man, I gotta let people go. It's because these people, man, they just trying to tear me down. It's like I got love for them, but they are my enemies, and that's just the reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like one of the hardest things that you got to get up and do sometimes is leave the ones that you love the most, because you see that these people ain't gonna change, man. It's like they're not gonna change, and it's like they ain't got no best interest for me. They not there for me, man. They there to take me down. They there to turn me down and giving me fake love as a way to try to like keep me in some type of loop. I'm not staying in this loop if it's fake. I'm not about to do that to myself no more. Like for the first time in my life, I have clarity. And you think I'm gonna give up that clarity for people? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love people, but I drop them like a doggone hot tamale and keep it pushing into the future if I have to. And that's what I had to do with a lot of people. I got to drop these people is because they not going to change. And so it's like, man, you also have to come to the grips and understanding, man, like a lot of people, they not going to understand why you do the things that you do. A lot of people, they will always look at what your actions are in a negative light. And you got to understand that and understand this and truly get this down into your spirit. 'Cause this stuff, if you don't understand some of these fundamental concepts, you will continuously get yourself manipulated. You will continuously keep on finding yourself in situations and scenarios where people are able to get over on you or pull you into these negative dynamics, and you are not reaching your fullest potential. You got to understand how people look at the world. Simply because y'all kin, simply because y'all come from the same playground, simply because y'all been friends for however long, simply because y'all been in a relationship for however long, you got to understand that people's mindset and their perspective on the earth, how the world moves and how things are, is extremely important. Because if you don't understand that, you will keep on finding yourself in situations where you're not getting any fruitful produce. If the root of a tree is rotten, it really doesn't matter what the heck the fruit is. You know what I'm saying? If the roots are rotten, the tree, the fruit that it bears is going to be rotten. If the roots are deformed, then whatever. And just understand what I'm saying. I know roots and stuff can't necessarily be rotten, but just understand what I'm saying. All I'm trying to get at is the foundation is faulty. It really doesn't matter what is on top. Everything's going to be a faulty foundation. That's how it is with some people. Their perspective and their view on life is extremely negative. It's negative in all ways. And so when you do anything, they don't see it from your perspective. They don't see it from this logical perspective. They will look at it as you think you better than somebody. They will look at it as like you think that whatever, like it's always negative. And some people just have a negative disposition in how they look at life. And you be trying to get them to see life at a different angle. Some people, they just don't want to see it that way. And they will never see it that way. And so it's like coming to grips and understanding that is just what life is. And that's who people are. And it doesn't matter like how long and whatever you've known people. It doesn't matter that y'all got the same blood. It don't matter how long y'all been in a relationship. It don't matter how much time y'all spent together. People, man, their mindsets, that they have to want to change and do things for the better. If they see you doing it, a person with a negative disposition and a perception of life, you got to understand that these people will try to drag you down. They don't want you to ascend to another level. And they, of course, some of them will wholeheartedly think that you are the enemy. They will think that you are out here trying to think you better than somebody else. They will truthfully, wholeheartedly think that. That's how some people are. And that's what they really do think, because their life and their view on life is extremely negative. In comparison to those who are positive, they will completely understand where you're coming from. Negative people, these negative dispositions, when you set up boundaries, again, they get offended by something like that. And you need boundaries to take care of yourself. Without those boundaries, you just let people run all up over you. You're a doormat. And so people who have a negative disposition on life, they actually really get offended when you have the nerve to set up boundaries. And the thing is, they can set up boundaries with you, but when it comes to the opposite way, they don't want you to set up boundaries with them. And they expect you to sit there and tolerate that. I'm telling you, people, they expect you to be a damn doormat. They expect you to sit there and just allow them to get wherever they can. And the thing is, you got to understand this too. This is why God says, light and dark cannot mix. They have no fellowship with one another. This is why when Jesus came to, when they came to Jesus, when he was preaching, and they said, hey, Jesus, I think Jesus was just talking this to people. I don't forgot exactly what it was, but he was ministering. But essentially, one of his disciples said, hey, Jesus, your brother and your mother is here. What should we do with them? He just say, who's my mother, who's my brother, who's my father, whatever. Can't tell me. It's the ones who do the will of the Lord. This is the ones that does the work of God. That is my brothers and sisters. Meaning that it's more so of a spiritual thing. You got to align people with a spiritual alliance that is the same as yours, not their flesh. Because if you only align with people that have the same flesh as you, your flesh will kill you. Your flesh will always tear you down. Your flesh is not, because it's people. People are people first. I don't give a damn about what people's titles are and how you are related or how long you've known people or how long you've been. It don't matter. People are people first. When people have those emotions, those feelings that are negative towards you, they're going to act on them if they have no counterbalance or they have not been working on themselves. They can't stop themselves half of the time. They're going to keep on attacking you. That's what they talking about with them demons. Them demons is attacking you. But the person that is harboring those doggone demons, they're not willing to change. They're not willing to work on themselves. They were only looking at you as you're the problem. And again, half of these problems are so half of these people, they lack self-awareness so severely. And they're so damn delusional that they really truly think that it is you who are the problem. And so that's what I'm talking about, where God said, that's why you can't love your mother, your father, your brother, anybody else more than me. He says, if you love these people more than me, then you're not worthy of me. And the reason being is because you will stay in situations and scenarios with people who will tear you down for the rest of your life. And because of the flesh that y'all have, you stay loyal to people who are never going to be loyal to you. You stay loyal to people who do not want the best for you, who want to see you lower than them, who want to tear you down, who want to talk about you, who want to put you down. You stay loyal to people who are truly your enemies. But because flesh, because the word love and stuff like that, but people, they don't even show you these actions. They show you the complete opposite of these actions. Everybody knows what it's like or what it means to be a friend once you no longer want to be in communion with them. Everybody knows what it's like to be an important family member. Everybody knows what it is like, what it means to be an important employer or employee. People all of a sudden know how to change their act and change their walk when you're about to get up and leave or walk away. Now they want to use these titles as a way to keep you in bondage. And you cannot fall for that stuff. That damn devil is tricky and he's sneaky. And that is one of the major ways. And if you got emotional ties, and naturally you're going to have emotional ties to people, those things will keep you stuck in bondage with people who have no best interest for you. And it will make your life a living hell. It's not bad to get up and having to walk away from people who are no good for you. Of course, they're going to have a problem with it because they're not benefiting enough off of you. Of course, they're going to have a problem with it because they can't wipe their damn feet on you no more. Of course, they're going to have a problem with it. And so that's where you got to have a resolve or understanding or an internal knowing of that you did the best that you can with people. And I mean, you genuinely did the best that you can. You recognize, man, people are going to be who they are. You can't change people, and you cannot force people to be something that they don't want to be. And a lot of people, they want to dwell in that negative energy. That is fine. You don't judge people for who they are. You don't judge them because of what they're going through. Because in the same vein, if you were to judge them, then you're going to be judged. But simply because you don't judge people doesn't mean that you have to allow people to stay in your atmospheres, in your life, and in your energy. You don't have to do that. I don't care who they are. If they don't have what it takes to be there, and again, it's not about you being better. Of course, people are going to say, like, oh, you think you're better. No, it's about keeping inventory and ensuring that you are at a peaceful state of mind. You got to understand, nobody else is truly going to care about your happiness like you going to care about your happiness. Nobody else is truly going to care about your peace like you will care about your peace. To a large degree, everybody is extremely selfish. It's just human nature. Even people that have goodwill towards you, they will want you to do things that's going to go contrary to what brings you peace. Even if they could be a good person, but they're asking you to do something, sometimes you got to say no to maintain your peace. Other times you can do it, especially if the person is worth it, but you got to categorize people and truly start to get to see people in their actions, in their character. It is extremely important to understand a person's character, because if you don't, you will find yourself in situations where you don't understand why you're going through the thick of it with people. And what I mean with character is, again, the person's character is like their root behavior. It's like the roots of a tree. That's their character. And people will typically show you their character, especially when you're in your low seasons of life. People will show you their character a lot of times. And oftentimes when people ain't got the best interest for you, or they don't really have that much regard when you're at the top, oh yeah, they around you, they love you, they smiling in your face, they giving you all these compliments. They there, but at the time that you need them, when you don't have any power no more, when you at your lowest, when you don't have the money, the funds, a lot of those people that's with you and they living it up with you, and they want to be seen with you, they on the scene and everything like that. When you got it, they there, but when you don't, a lot of people will disappear on you. They still your friend, but they like Casper the Friendly Ghost. They're your friend, but they're your friend in spirit. They're not really there. And they will not come back in the flesh until you get back up off of your feet. These people are not really truly there for you. It's not to say that you sit there and again, it's not about judging people or looking down on people. It's just understand, okay, this is who this person is. You can handle that person based off of what you as an individual can tolerate. It's all about who you are as an individual. But you got to understand people's character. Because I'm telling you, when you're on that ground, people will show you their character a lot of times when they have more power than you, or they, when they feel like they don't need you, or they feel like they're getting over on you. They feel like they're successfully manipulating you in some way, shape, or form, because they have no incentive to stop. If they're if they're manipulating, or they're doing things and you can't see it, and they feel like they're getting over, you might see it or you might not, whatever. But all in all, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to show you more and more of who they are, because they feel like they're empowered to do so, because nobody's checking them. And so this is important, because when people show you at these times, you got to believe people, because once God gets you up out that pit, when God gets you up out that situation, when he dusts you off and gets you back up and sets you on the right path, the very same people that would have had no problem stepping over you, even though you did everything for them, even though you helped them, even though you did this, they had no problem with going against you, backstabbing, lying, cheating, stealing, this, all this manner of whatever they were doing. They had no problem doing it when you were in that pit season. They had no problem with disrespecting you. They had no problem with doing all these things. But when you get up, watch how they come back. Extremely humble now. They weren't like that before. Why are they humble now? The reason they humble now is because they don't have a position of power no more over you. They never really did, but they thought that they did before. They showed you and they treated you in that way is because that's their true core character. Understand this. When you have godlike traits, and the traits like humility, kindness, or some type of empathetic nature or something like that, people who live and dwell in darkness, they see that stuff as weakness. And you got to understand that it is a weakness in the sense that you don't have boundaries attached to it. And just naturally, especially when you grow up in corrosive, dark environments where people, they don't teach boundaries, they don't teach anything. If anything, they teach you to be a doormat. They teach you to bow down. They teach you, it's like cults that you can grow up in. They teach you with extremely corrosive mindsets that only benefit one or two of the people that's actually in charge of everything. They will sit there and make it seem as though you are an evil, despicable person because you're not bowing down and kissing their feet, because you're not allowing them to walk all up over you. But they will make it out to be you are the enemy. God gives you blessings, and that giving nature that you might have is a blessing, but you got to use it sparingly. You do not cast your pearls amongst pigs. You do not do that. You are going to screw yourself over. But essentially, people want you to be in that position where they can benefit up off of you, and they'll never benefit you. I mean, they will never give back and give into your bosom like you do with them. And so they want you to have those qualities, but they do not want boundaries to attach to those qualities, those godlike qualities that you do have. The giving nature, the kindness, the humility, the true humility, all these things. And people, when they see that stuff, they see it as a weakness. They truthfully do. The thing is, a lot of people, they put on, and they'll come to you, and they might perceive it in a positive light, where they might come up and in some way, shape, or form, they'll act like those qualities they also have. But the thing is that you'll recognize with a lot of people, when people are not in positions of power, oftentimes they will use the godlike traits when they're not in positions of power. They will be kind when they're the subordinate. They will be courteous, humble, respectful, and all these other things. And it's not their true character. That's not who they are. They're doing it because they don't have the power to do whatever they want. You'll notice a lot of people, when they do get power, when they do get money, when they do get status, that very same humble, kind individual, when they have power, they are extremely disrespectful. They're extremely disregarding. They're extremely whatever. That money truly exposes a person's character, because now with the money or the power that they have, they don't have to respect you no more. They don't have to be humble. Be humble. They don't have to be whatever. They don't have to be these things anymore. So their true core character is what they have when they're in a position of power, not when they're not in a position of power. People will be very courteous, kind, respectful, and all these things when they can't, when they don't have authority over you. And this is not everybody, of course, but power corrupts, and a lot of people, they can't handle that doggone power. But when people are in positions of power, in the times in your life where you're going through the thickest and you're going through the lowest points in times of your life, in a way, it's like people have power over you. They have the power to help you. They have the power to do something for you. They have the power to speak life into you. They have the power to do these things. But what do people do? They don't. They do the very opposite. They sit back and laugh at you. They talk about you. It's the funniest thing in the world when you're going through all the turmoil that you're going through. But when the shoe is on the other foot and these people are now going through the very same things that you're going through, everybody wants some type of mercy, grace, and understanding. Now everybody wants to understand. They want you to understand that they having a rough time in life, that things are not. But when it was the opposite and they were up, they had no mercy. They had a shred of mercy. It was the funniest thing in the world. And I'm telling you, that's what you just got to understand. People, when they show those godlike qualities, it's not everybody, of course. But I'm telling you, a lot of people, it's not genuine. That's why when they get any form of power, they switch up. They're a whole nother way. They're extremely rude, disrespectful, when they feel like they're better than you, when they feel like they have more than you. Again, they might not even necessarily have power. They might have a little bit of social power. Maybe they got on some fly clothes. That's considered to be power to some people. And they'll talk to you like they could be broke as a joke, but they feel like, because other people don't know their financial status, that they spent their whole check on the designers that they got on right now, and they ain't got nothing else. They feel like they can now come at you reckless. But these people, they go home in the car at night. And I'm not talking about them in a way where I'm trying to put people down, but I'm saying this is just like how people can be. It's just the hubris, this disgusting hubris. It's just pride. It's just ridiculous because people want to feel like they better. And so with all that being said, that's what I'm talking about, where you got to take it upon yourself to start to really take control of your life and start to steer it in a way that you know is the best for you. Sometimes it's scary the first thought of doing that, because more than likely you grew up in corrosive environments where people try to control you your entire life. Domineering environments where people, again, they try to program you with it. They program you with the mindset to be a doormat. They want you to be a doormat. So they will always have access to you. So they can always try to control your life. And it's always for their betterment and then your detriment. And they really don't care. And so you have to truly grasp that ain't nobody at the end of the day going to be happy or as miserable as you are. You keep on sacrificing yourself for people that don't sacrifice themselves for you. You will be extremely bitter. You'll start to look down on people who have those godlike qualities. You'll start to see people in an extremely negative way. And the thing is, you don't look at people in a negative way. And some people might think, heck, even when I'm talking, people might be thinking like I look at people in a cynical manner. I don't look at people in a cynical manner. I look at people in the reality of truth. That's what I look at people as. People want to live in la la land. They want to think that everybody is so great and they can't be that corrupted and that evil and that selfish and that da. And then when people go out there and then they get their head knocked off, then they understand what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they don't even go through the things that you go through. And then when they go through it, now they get it. And now they want to be an advocate. But before they go through all that they got to go through, like they feel like you being cynical. I'm not being cynical. I'm being real. People, they confuse those two. And so now they got realness synonymous with cynical. And so now people, they don't speak up and they don't say the truth, or they don't live in the truth that they need to live in, is because now people are shaming them. They're shaming them left and right. They're saying, oh, you're being cynical. No, I'm not being cynical. I'm being real. It's reality. People, they will try to get over on you in any way, shape, or form if they don't have the right intentions towards you. And a lot of people, they only care about their damn self. And you can't blame them. That's human nature. So with that being said, I got to protect myself regardless of who is the person that I'm interacting with. I understand at the end of the day, nobody else is going to be miserable like I'm going to be miserable. Nobody else is going to have a lack of peace like I am. Everybody else is going to be happy. You sacrificing yourself trying to make everybody else happy. Are you happy? Are you content? How many times do people do the very same things? You go out your way and try to sacrifice for people. Do they sacrifice for you? And it's not like you necessarily trying to be there and tallying up marks. What you do have to keep an eye on is this person reciprocating, or are they just taking? If you don't look at that, people will drain you dry. They will drain you dry. And once they're done with you, they will throw you to the side as if you were nothing. They will sit there and talk about you as if you were nothing. You did nothing for them. And you are the only one left to pick up those doggone pieces and try to put your life back together. Other people ain't gonna be there with you. It's a very small amount of people, if any, that's going to really truly be there when you need. I'm telling you, most times in your life, the only one that will be there is God, and God himself. That's it. He's the only one that's gonna be in that pit. He's the only one that's gonna be speaking life into you. He's the only one that's gonna be encouraging you. He's the only one that's gonna be your advocate and helping you, teaching you, guiding you in the right way. When other people, they try to teach you in the opposite way, that leads to self-destruction. But God doesn't do that. He does the very opposite. And sometimes it takes time to really truly get to understand what I'm talking about. You have to really go through hell to understand what peace is. You got to go through hell to understand the value of peace. And once you get to that level, it'll be very easy to start to remove people about your life. I'm not advocating for removing people and just cutting people off necessarily. I'm an advocate for you maintaining peace in your life. You got to understand, people will use any and everything it takes. Manipulation. They will rewrite history. They will get other people to jump on some type of bandwagon to go against you. They will do whatever it takes to get you in alignment with whatever they want you to do for them. They want you to be a benefit, but they do not want to be a benefit to you. They want you to help them get to wherever they want to go in life. And you're supposed to sit there like a butler. These people have lost their minds. People have lost their minds. I understand you have a power, and your giving nature can be used against you. Your godlike qualities, your humbleness, your kindness, and all these other things, they will be used against you if you're not privy. If you don't have boundaries set up, and your boundaries is tailored towards you. A boundary could be, no, I don't want you to call me after this doggone time of night. I'm not going to pick up the phone. Oh, well, you ain't going to pick up the phone, man. I need to talk to you and blah, 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 blah. No, at this time of the day, I'm not picking up the phone. And if somebody's trying to overstep those boundaries, you already know what you got to do with that person, because people are showing you that they don't respect your boundaries. And when they're showing you they don't respect your boundaries, it's like they're almost inherently saying that they don't respect you, because your boundaries are you. You understand what I'm saying? Your boundaries define who you are as an individual. Just like how you have boundaries with two nations, the boundaries, it defines, or it tells you what that landmass of that country is. Where's the country? It tells you who that country is. So in the same vein, it's almost like when people are disrespecting your boundaries, they're disrespecting you. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, you need to do that. But when the shoe is on the other foot, they don't do it for you. And so, again, it's not about sitting there and you just tallying things and keeping the score. Oh, I did this for this person. No, it's just in watching and seeing if people reciprocate. Because people will put on a good act. They will put on a good role. But watch how they always asking you for favors. They always in your ear. They always need something. But they never reciprocate. You don't hear from people until they need something. They might give you some fake or some fake conversation. Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, that's good. How's the kids? Yeah, listen, brother, I'm gonna need this from you. Oh man, I'm in a tight spot. Hey man, you think you can, you know what I mean? And then when people get that stuff, how they run away and they'll try to make you feel bad. Like, man, you'll never help me. And you do. Man, you'll never get back. And you do. And so that's where it is another thing of like really truly understanding who you are as a person and what you have done. And don't let people play with you, because they will do that. They will manipulate to get what they want from you, to take from you. Ain't nobody at the end of the day gonna be in that casket with you. Ain't nobody at the end of the day gonna be in your skin when you have those regrets of what you haven't accomplished and done in life. Nobody, not a goddamn soul. A lot of people you be making all those sacrifices for, and they're happy with you, but you're not happy with them. You're not happy with yourself. Oftentimes when you say yes to somebody else, it's like you're saying no to yourself. No, you don't, you're not as important. No, your time is not as valuable. No, you should be willing to give to everybody. No, you don't deserve what everybody else is getting. No, no, no. Yes, I can help you. Yes, I can help you. You're saying no to yourself. No, you don't need to rest right now. It's because, you've been working all this week. No, you don't deserve any type of respect or whatever. No, no. And I'm telling you, people, parents, community people, family in general, they will raise you with a doormatish mentality. They will raise you with that mentality of being a doormat with no boundaries. And they will do it through manipulation. They will they use guilt and shame as the vehicle to always keep you in a submissive position. And as long as they got you on that angle, as long as they can use their validation and their love against you, they will. They will use it as a weapon. That's what people will do to you. The ones that you love the most, they will use love and validation as a weapon. It's the trump card. It's the biggest trump card that they got on you. And as long as you want love and validation from them, as long as you need to be around certain individuals, they got you. And they know that. And that's why they act a fool in the way that they do. That's why they're so corrosive with their behavior in the way that they are. They don't do it with other people because they know other people really don't care about them like that. But they know you got love for them, and so they gonna act a fool with you. And so that's when you gotta peep that, understand that, and then show these people the door. You don't argue with people like this. You don't talk back and forth with people like this. You gotta understand that people, they're gonna be mad. In the same way that you got love for them, they got love for you, and you gotta come to grips with that. Sometimes you just gotta go and understand, man, you just gotta go through that pain. Just like a dude or female who is running after another dude, after a woman or a man, and that woman, the man is showing them in every way that person, they don't care for you. They don't truly want nothing with you. They being disrespectful. They doing all these heinous things. They talking down on you and everything like that. They showing you they don't want you. And sometimes it's hard because you going after people that's showing you directly, but it's a trauma bond. You got abandonment issues that you got to work through. You trying to reconcile this relationship in a way where you trying to show everybody that I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of a relationship. So if I can get a person that's showing me clearly that they don't want to be around me, just like how I learned in my past when I went through it with parents, when I went through it with other family members, when I went through it with people on a block, when I went through it with an old relationship, when that individual all the way back then, when they rejected me, and that hurt, I can prove to everybody and myself that I'm worthy of love and that I wasn't the bad guy or the bad person in that situation and that relationship. If I can get another person that's showing that they do not want me to love me or to play into some type of role or whatever the case may be. Those are abandonment issues. Those are abandonment wounds that you are displaying. And I'm telling you, people who like to drag people, they see it on you. You can't hide that. And they will drag you. They will drag you. Sometimes you got to really understand and be graceful with yourself in the sense that you got to understand that you make mistakes and that you're not perfect and you never will be. But no one else is. No one other man, your sin is no greater than the next man's sin. And if people walking around you as if they, like, that's how people, they'll walk around with this haughty, arrogant, prideful as like demeanor, as if they're God's gift to earth, as if they're Jesus 2.0 walking on water. It's disgusting to see the display of some of these people and how they be out here moving, and then they'll sit around and say that you're the arrogant one, you're the cocky one, you're the prideful one, you're the one that is thinking that you're better than everybody. And it's a projection. It's nothing more than projection. It's like, it's unbelievable projection. Have you lost your mind? I'm the one. Unbelievable. But this is what I'm talking about, where you can't even, that's where it's like you can't even go back and forth with these type of people. You will just lose your brain. You will lose your mind. And that's what a lot of the times with these people's behaviors, they do that stuff on purpose to lose your mind. They call it crazy making behavior. They want you to be there so they can have more control over you. So they can make you feel like you are crazy and get other people to believe that you are crazy so that you can believe that you're crazy. And they can take control of your vessel, and then now they can benefit off of you more and more and more and more. And they do this stuff on purpose. The disgusting display of these doggone haughty behaviors, like they think that they're better than somebody. And truth be told, all they doing is they hiding what they going through. They're hiding it. They're hiding it. That's why they so much focused on everybody else's business, because in being focused on everybody else's business, they don't have to pay attention to their own. And it's so funny how people got all the advice and all the guidance in the world when it comes to you and what you need to do in your life, but they can't implement those same doggone principles in their own personal life. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Isn't it interesting how people, they'll sit there and try to judge you for everything that you do, every move that you make, and everything like that. And it's like these people haven't even made it in the same level. They'll sit there and they'll feel like they're better than you, try to pick you apart, pick everything that you do apart to try to make it seem as though you're nothing. But when you look at each other's life, they're not even doing half of what you're doing. They're not doing a quarter of what you're doing in life. But they got all that lip to talk about it. That's what I'm talking about. And then when you got the nerve to say something, they'll sit there and say, you think you better than somebody. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a fruitless fight that you be going back and forth with. This is no way that you'll win. You can't have healthy relationships with toxic people or people who don't want to change, who don't want to get them demons up off of them. So you got to get them damn demons up off of you. I always say the only way that you could truly be around these type of people, man, in order to be around these damn demons, you got to turn into the devil. And that's just facts. And that's why you cannot just stay around them, because they're going to try you to the point where you spaz out and you hurt somebody. And somebody going to be in a body bag at the end of the day because they thinking it's sweet and they can try you. That's what I'm talking about. You got to get up and go. You got to understand, man, these people's overall goal, their game. And the low depths these people, man, they have these people, man, they have no goddamn sense of morality. They have no goddamn integrity. They don't have anything on the interior. And I ain't trying to be disrespectful or like put people down, but it's like some of these people just really ain't, like, I'm telling you, they are the lowest of the lowest of people, and they love being there. They love being there. So it's like, you trying to ascend higher, you got to look at people from their spirit. You got to look at people from their actions, not their words, not their sweet gestures when you're about to cut them off, or you already cut them off and they're trying to re-enter back into your life. What did they do when you needed it? When you needed the help, when you needed the whatever they're trying to give you now? Where were they? And it's not to necessarily hold it against them in a way where you're saying, oh, you're a bad person. No, this is this person's action. This person told you something at that point in time. You can make the choice of keeping that person in, or you handle them in a different way, or you don't handle them at all. But the choice is yours. But they showed you something very valuable. They showed you when they had the power, what they did with their power when they had it. That teaches you a lot about a person's character. It teaches you a lot. So when they come back with the sweet words and the sweet gestures and all this other stuff, they're so humble and peaceful now, especially when God blesses you and gets you up out that pit. You already know what it is. You can see people clearly for who they are. People be so confused as to why you don't allow them back in, or why you don't engage with them in certain, because I know who you are. I see your character. I don't see the facade that you keep on trying to put on in front of me. I don't care about that. I can see right through that facade. Do you not understand that? You show me who you were. You show me what it was when it really counted. Now that everything turns around, you got to understand that, people, of course, they want to come around now and do things after the fact. They want to build bridges after the fact. But you really got to look at people for when they had the opportunity to do so. Not in a way where you're being bitter. Not in a way that you're trying to hurt or harm them back. It's about keeping your peace. They showed you that they weren't there, and they didn't have your best interest at heart, and that was just what it is. They can't retract their actions. Another thing I could quickly say is just like, again, I always say this too, is like, this is why time, God gives you time, he gives other people time. And time is so important. Sometimes you be going through things for so long, you don't understand, man. Like, wow, I've been doing all this stuff, man. I've been holding down. It seems like I'm keep on going back and back and back and back, further back in life. What is going on? Why am I keep on going through all this stuff? Why? And you can't think of it. You're trying to do the best that you can on this earth. Sometimes you're looking up to God like, God, why is nothing happening? And then not only that, God is telling your spirit to be quiet. Don't talk. But people coming up against you. People lying on you. People doing all these manners of evil. And it's like, God, why can't I talk? Why can't I defend myself? These people don't think I'm soft. These people don't think I'm weak. Like, I really want to go spaz back out and I want to show people what it is. But in your spirit, he's telling you to be quiet. And you don't understand why. And that stuff can make you very frustrated and make you feel even weaker. It's not only to the end that and God gets you up out that pit at the end that he really, that he shows you why he was telling you to be quiet for so long. The reason he was telling you to be quiet is because he wanted you to take a step back and be quiet and watch people. It's so important. He taught you how to be silent and watch people for their actions, not their words. Because people, again, when they're in that position of power, they showed you in every way, shape, or form what they thought about you. They showed you that. And people, they thought that you was weak and that you were too stupid to catch on to whatever they were doing. And they think that they're getting away with everything. They think that everything is all sweet. They think that everything is all smooth because you're not saying nothing and you're not acting like how other people would. They think that if you knew something, that you would have got up and did something. They think that if you knew something, you would have either said something or you too weak to say something. You scared. This is people's mindsets and this is their brainwave, the way that they think. And for the most part, everybody thinks that way, but they don't understand the spiritual component to it. They don't understand that you're different. I mean, they will, but they don't understand it at that moment. So they think, in other words, they think that they have the power over you and they're getting away with it. So they're showing you who they truly are. And so as a result, they show you their actions over a consistent basis. What they do, they show you a consistent behavior, this consistent negative behavior. Maybe they might have some positives here and there, but they show you a certain behavior. They don't talk to you. They don't come and help. They got negative things to say towards you and stuff like that. They excluding you. They doing all these crazy things towards you when they think that they're winning. They have no regard for you when they think that they're winning. But the thing is, when they realize that they didn't win, and they have to sit there in a shocked face to see that God got you out those situations, he rose you back up, he cleaned you off and everything like that. Now people are in shock and awe, and now they want to double back. Now they want to be your friend. Now they want to be whatever. Now they want to talk to you, be around you, and be your bestest, whatever. But they wasn't doing that before. Now all of a sudden they're the sweetest thing in the world. When last time you talked to them before God got you up out that pit, they were the damn devil. But now they're coming back to you as an angel of light. What is going on here? People don't realize that they expose themselves so doggone deeply. They expose themselves. And some of them know it. A good portion of them are so damn ass backwards and they lack self-awareness that they don't get it. And there's another small subsection that think that they're so damn smart and cunning that they'll get over on you and they'll manipulate you back into manipulate their way back into your life. They don't get it. They don't get it until it's too late. They don't get it until it's too late, and you show them what it is. You show them to their face. You talk to you say it right to their face. You ain't hiding. You ain't mincing words. You ain't, you ain't being fake or nothing like that. You tell them right to your face. You show them evidence. You ain't even got to show them evidence. Half the time you get up and walk away. You don't say a word. You know how much they break people down? It's not like you trying to. It's just natural. And sometimes that's what God tells you to do certain type of things that doesn't make sense to us as humans. But I'm telling you, he knows how to get to people way more than you will ever know. You know how much silence breaks toxic people down? They do all this manner of evil towards you and they want you to respond back and you're not responding. You're quiet. That you're ghost. You're just like, and they're irrelevant in your life. They're completely irrelevant. You know how much that breaks people down? And again, it's not like you're doing it to hurt them. The thing is, people also, another thing is, while you are watching people, you also watch people's techniques. You watch people's tactics of how they were trying to manipulate you. And they might have been successful in the past. But when God got you up out that pit, he exposed everything towards you. He showed you everything. And so with that being said, you can now use the tactics of the world, not in a malicious, negative, or harmful manner, but you can use the same tactics against the people that was using them against you. The thing is, you're not trying to manipulate them. The thing is, you're not trying to play games with them. You're not trying to use a silent treatment so that they'll run up after you. You're using a silent treatment because you're done with them. People will be thinking that you're mad with them. No, I'm not mad at you. No. They really, truly do. And so they be thinking like, oh, okay, well, if this person's mad, they'll calm down. That's why they'll come back to you in a couple of months because they thinking that you're mad at them. They'll come back to you in a couple of weeks. They'll give you some time like, oh, man, this person just needs some time to cool off. I'm going to hit them up in a little bit. I'm going to hit them up on their birthday. I'm going to hit them up over here. I'm going to hit them up over here. I'm going to hit them up. Hopefully they're sentimental. Hopefully they downtrodden. Hopefully they're receptive to me coming back in. They don't understand. They don't get it. They don't get it because they thought that you was a fool. They thought you was dumb. They thought you was a goofy. They thought that they was getting over. But that's how people of the world just simply are. When they ain't got God, that's how they are. They're dark. They don't understand things. They do stuff for immediate gratification. They see the long-term detriment of you not being in their life no more. But that's on their fault. That's their fault. They thought that they can get over. Now they see the value, but it's too late to see the value in people and situations and things when you're gone. It's a done deal. Nobody cares no more that you see the value. Nobody cares that you see the light now. And people just don't get that. They don't understand why you give people chances. They don't understand these things. They don't understand how cold you will become when you no longer care. They don't get that, and they take stuff for granted. And to a large degree, I mean, everybody does, but it's like, that's people's karma sometimes. But your job is not to sit there and try to be everything to everybody. It's not to break yourself down trying to build others up or sacrifice your life for others in vain. These people want your life. They want you to sacrifice your life just so they can do more evil out there in the world. You got to understand your value and understand that, like, no, you God put you on this earth for a purpose. Everything that you have, you're not a weak person. Thing is, you don't understand boundaries. Boundaries. You have to set up boundaries. You have to set up things. You will eliminate toxic, negative takers very quickly when you have firm boundaries and you're not going. Period. And you check them. Period. These people, like they lack the interior, like their whole image is in their power comes from the illusion that they're powerful, and they're not. You truly are the powerful one. That's why when you step to them and you come at them direct and you speak that nothing but hard not likes with facts, these people, they break away and they run. It's like they're cowardly. They break away and they run. They tremble in fear. And so they only big and bad when they got a group of people behind them ready to go forward. It's like, why all these people need, they need all these people just to go against you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, with all that being said, you got to understand the value of what you have on the interior of you, your ability to give, your ability to give love and, be kind to others and stuff like that. It's not weakness if you don't understand boundaries. It's weakness only when you don't have boundaries and you do not understand how people of this world are, because they're going to drag you. It will be a weakness at that point. You will be weak at that point because people will use it against you. So you got to learn how to fight and learn how to fight pick your battles. You don't fight every battle. You learn how to pick your battles. You fight every battle, you're going to lose every time. You'll never get to wherever you need to go. That devil will put distraction after distraction, stumbling block after stumbling block. You're going to find yourself in prison. You're going to find yourself up over here. So you got to learn how to protect yourself without also checking people too. I mean, not without also, but learn how to protect yourself by also checking people. Sometimes you don't need to say a word to check somebody. Sometimes you need to say a couple of words to check somebody. It's all dependent upon that person and that situation. And you have to learn that in time. You just got to learn in time. So that's why sometimes it's important to be patient with yourself, because you're not going to get it right on the first dock. Sometimes you can be humble, but sometimes you can be too humble to the point where people are taking advantage of you. Or you can be, you can have ego and pride with your work, but sometimes you can go overboard and you're too prideful, you're too egotistical, and you think you're better than everybody else. And you're looking down and making decisions based off of ego. People of the world, they make decisions based off of ego and pride. That's why they lack wisdom. A lot of people, they truly do not understand what their actions is going to do. They have a false sense of reality. They don't get life really. And I don't care how old people are. People could be very old fools. Just because you in your 20s, you can have people in their 50s and you have more wisdom than them. You got kids. Some kids have more wisdom than their damn parents. That is just what it is. So just because you are older doesn't mean that you're much more wiser. So people, they make decisions and they don't understand the long-term consequences. They think that they're floating on cloud nine and things will always go their way. They don't understand that them tables will always turn. And if they've been out there doing dirt, they will always turn on them. They will always turn on them. They might have a season where they're up and you might have a season where you're down. But I promise you, God always turns those tables. Those tables always turn. People don't get away with doing you dirty. Oftentimes you be thinking that you're losing people. No, people have lost you. You know how hard it is to find somebody that actually care about you, that actually wants your best interest. You know how hard that is? Somebody that's actually, they have all these qualities and these traits. You might be able to find people with certain qualities and certain traits, but to have a lot of these qualities and traits, come on, man, you can't find that everywhere. That is very rare. People always lose out on you, not the other way around. That's if you were doing your best by people and you were doing right by people. They miss out on you. Some of these people have so much pride and ego, they'll never tell you. But understand that is exactly, these people be going to turmoil behind the scenes. They're just good at hiding it. So with all that being said, at the end of the day, understand your value and what you got on the interior. You cannot cast your pearls amongst swine. If people don't respect you and people do not respect what you give, that's all good and dandy. You got to learn how to walk away. That's how you maintain your power, your peace. You got to learn how to cut people off emotionally, mentally, or whatever, and learn how to walk away. Learn how to use the door. People are going to be upset with you. People are going to talk down on you, and people going to let them do it. I guarantee you, most of these people was already doing it prior to you even leaving. That's probably why you left in the first place. So don't worry about what these people and the reactions that these people is going to have. Because I can guarantee and guarantee you that, in the end, you will always come out victorious when you out there and you're doing the right by people. But you got to learn boundaries. So with all that being said, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.